Welcome to a new video in my home automation series. And just by looking at the desk, you can probably tell this is another smoke alarm video. And also, if you have watched any of this content in the past, you would think that, oh, I have seen before. This is like well, it says here the MS1 smoke alarm from Sensereo. And actually it is, well, that's the one that I reviewed in the past, but there is a new model now, and it's also called the MS1, and it's called the MS1 Interlink. And it has one crucial additional feature to the previous model, is that if you buy these Interlink models, then if one smoke alarm in your home detects a smoke, then it's going to send a signal to all the other smoke alarms in your home, and they are going to sound together. So if you are privileged enough to live in a big house where you would be concerned that you might not hear the smoke alarm, let's say, which is in the utility room, and you sleep upstairs, now you can buy multiple of these and have one which is installed closer to where, let's say, you either work or sleep or whatever. And then even if the smoke is detected on the other end of the house, you will definitely hear it, because all your smoke alarm sirens will turn on in your house. And that's the main difference in the MS1 Interlink as opposed to the old MS1. But everything is the same. So these are Matter compatible, so they communicate over Matter thread. So you can just easily assign to any Matter compatible system like Alexa, Google Home, or Apple Home, or SmartThings either. I have Google Home, so you will see how it works in the Google Home system. And for this demonstration, I basically got 3 units. So I have one installed in my utility room where I have my gas boiler, and I also have the 3D printer, which, I mean, could go up in smoke as well. Also, I have one installed in the living room because that's where I have a fireplace. And then I installed one in the upstairs corridor, which is close to all the bedrooms, where I don't expect smoke, but that's the place where I would be able to hear the siren if I'm asleep in if one of us is asleep in the bedroom. So this is more like a backup thing, just to make sure that the siren actually reaches us where we sleep overnight. And if you are not sure whether you got the original or the Interlink model, then I can tell you, well, actually I had them the other way around, that on the back, on both of the models, they actually say MS1 smoke alarm, and the model is SZ1956Z, and it's the same on the other one. But on the new Interlink model, there is an additional button here in the battery compartment. So this is the replaceable battery, which you could replace, and that is responsible for all the communication. And then there is also like a seal battery here, which is powering the actual smoke detector functionality, and that is non-replaceable. So if that goes out, it says after 7 years of use, you basically just throw this unit out and you have to purchase another one. But probably this is going to go out first. I would say probably like in 2 years. And then you can just replace this unit, and there is a I think CR123A battery. Yeah, it says here on the top, CR123A battery on the back. So the difference is this extra button that tells you that this is the Interlink model. And I do have some footage here where I did the whole unboxing. I received one big box where there were like 3 of the smaller boxes for each of the MS1s. And actually the installation was really simple. So what I have done is, but basically I just unpacked everything. And when you unpack it, there is a tab on the battery compartment. So once you remove that tab, you will see that there is an LED. So this is all on the back side of the model. There is an LED which starts blinking green, and that's where you can start the pairing process. So in my Google Home, I just pressed on the plus button, add the new device and the Matter compatible device, and then you scan the QR code, which is again on the back of the device, and then just have to wait for, I don't know, 20-30 seconds for the whole commissioning to take place. And at the end, you will be able to see the device in your smart home setup. Of course, you have to give it a name and you have to put it into a room. So what I've done this for all 3 units, and then I started installing the brackets which is provided for these units. And I've shown this bracket in the previous video as well. It just have a couple of screw holes that you can fix on your ceiling, and then you put this unit into that bracket and you twist, and then it locks in place. And also you see that there is a power button on the back of the device. So when you put this into the docking cradle, then it turns this on, and that's when the unit starts working. And I want to quickly show you how it looks like in the Google Home system, although it's not going to be any different than what I did when I did the review for the previous smoke sensor. I just figured out that you can swipe this toolbar here on the top, and if you click on this icon, then it's going to filter your devices down to the smoke alarms. And you can see that the 3 devices that I installed are this master bedroom smoke alarm, the storage room smoke alarm, and the living room smoke alarm. And the living room smoke alarm is having an issue because I just removed this from the docking, and then when you do that, then it automatically turns it into the off position, so it appears that it's offline. And once I put it back into the docking, not the docking station, but that's the bracket basically, then it will turn back on automatically. But if I select any of the other devices, this is what it usually shows me, that everything is okay and the battery is okay and the hardware is okay. So if there would be any issues with, let's say, the replaceable battery, or then it will show up here, or if the lifespan of this device is reached, then I would assume that the hardware status turns to something like needs replacing, or some other notification that would tell you that the device have reached the end of life or the end of the design life and it needs to be replaced. This smoke alarm is actually, that's the other one, that's the old one, which again, it's having this connection issue because that also got removed and the button is switched to the off position. So once I put it back on, everything is going to be fine and these devices are going to be online. And crucially, you don't have to do anything in the Google Home system other than pairing it, because the Interlink functionality works independently of these units. So whenever any of these units start detect smoke and they go into the alarm status, they would automatically send a message to each of the other units in the room, in your house, basically in the same network. So they start alarming as well. And I do have a video on that where I tested it with the basically the test button. So even the test button sends that Interlink signal, and you will notice in that video that the unit where I pressed started beeping for a shorter period of time, and I could hear the beeping coming from the other parts of the house, and I started running around to see the other units beeping as well. And I managed to, I think, get how the upstairs one was beeping, but by the time I got to the storage room, it stopped beeping. But I was able to hear that there was some alarm sound coming from that area as well. Probably one more common question that you might have is that if I have the old unit, would it support the Interlink functionality with a software update? The answer is no. So this is a hardware modification which got added to the new unit, even though it looks exactly the same. The Interlink functionality only works with the new Interlink devices. The old devices will still sound and work in the work in your Matter ecosystem. They are just not going to alert all the other units to sound their alarms as well. So they are just going to alarm on their own, like a traditional smoke detector. So I mounted the first alarm, over there, close to the fireplace and also in the vicinity of the kitchen. I put it next to the windows, but we don't really use these windows for ventilation, so I think that's okay. Otherwise, you would want to install it in a different place. And if I test, now it sounds, it does the test sound. And if I go upstairs, this one, where is it? So this one was sounding as well, it just stopped. And you can probably hear the third one, which is, okay, it does it again. Okay, let's visit the third. So this is in my utility room where the gas boiler is, and the guy is here. So that was the third one that also responded to the test alarm. But I think we were a little bit too slow. Maybe it starts again, maybe it doesn't. But I think you could hear that there was like a third sound in the background. And that was coming from this guy. So the Interlink functionality works. And that pretty much concludes this review video. The one thing that I really wanted to stress out in this particular review is the Interlink functionality. I'm also going to leave a link to the original unit, well, sorry, the previous unit in the descriptions, and they also have like a CO, carbon monoxide and smoke combination unit, where I talked a little bit more about the functionality. We looked at what features are available in the automations. But even if you don't use any automations, you just install them, you will get the obviously the alarm sound. You would be able to look at the status on your phone. So all the functionality is there for you to look, and you basically don't really have to do anything other than unboxing it, powering on, pairing it to your Meta system, and then you're ready to go. If you are interested in this device, there is going to be affiliated links down in the video description below. And I am very happy that some of you actually used it to purchase, because from time to time I do get notifications about the affiliate commission that order was placed. So I'm getting a little bit of money of every single order that you place. So I'm happy that the information was useful and you were able to make a purchase decision based on that. So I think with this, I'm going to end the video. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one.